Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. This should be a relatively short and sweet video. I want to talk about manifesting things instantly and shifting instantly when you're manifesting anything at all, whether it's with your true love, mirror soul specific person, money, health, anything that is happening in your reality can be shifted and changed, and it can happen much quicker. But there is something that you have to understand about manifestation. So I'm going to try to talk about this. I'm going to illustrate this using a couple scenarios, one related to a non deep soul connection specific person. I'm not going to be specifically talking about my mirror soul, Hannah. When I saw my mirror soul, I knew that they were my true love immediately. And then when we got to know each other, the term telepathy doesn't even touch how in sync our thoughts are with each other. When we talk about it, it's it's um it's not like that I'm sending thoughts over and they're feeling it, or they're sending thoughts over to me and I'm feeling it. It's precise in the moment. And I do believe that's the case with everybody. But when you're manifesting a very deep soul connection and the feeling is very intense, and maybe you have fears of abandonment or losing your independence or fears of, commitment or love isn't safe, all of that stuff, it will make the experience feel much, 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 much like, oh, like a really big problem when it's nothing. It's literally nothing. But this is the process here that could end up making it take longer, but it doesn't have to. So, anyway, I want to talk about a couple things that I think are going to help illustrate this. Not talking about me and my mirror soul. Anyway, before I get further into this, if you love me, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps my channel grow. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest your specific person back or change anything in your reality, I know that I can help you. Email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to my website, coreunion.com, book whatever you want to book. My scheduling assistant will get back to you as soon as possible. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was um, the point where I am right now in the stage of buying a home. Past the inspection, now we're needing to, obviously, everything starts up now with the attorney. The attorney is ordering the titles. We're coming up to the point of closing on the house. Now I need to get a home insurance policy, right, to protect the house. So this is what ends up happening. I call my insurance agency because I have insurance, obviously, with the condo that I'm living in. And they reject my request for insurance. So I didn't think anything of it. This was a couple nights ago. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. And then I talked to the mortgage person. He said they'll start to send me quotes too. I'm like, great, it'll get worked out. Then I get a quote back. So instead of being like, $2,000 or $3,000 for the year for home insurance, I get back a quote that's like close to $10,000. It's like 9,000 some odd dollars. And I'm like, what is going on? They end up telling me that there's something to do with the home's location and the distance between the home and the fire department, and the distance between the home and a fire hydrant, and then the fire department, something like that. So it's probably new regulations. I'm going to guess because of what happened in California in the past year. This is my guess. So at first, I was really taken back, but the moment that I started to feel myself shift, because you know how it is, you're about to close on a house, you want to make sure that everything is going very smoothly because things can cause delays. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm a little bit annoyed, but I'm kind of working my way out of it. I tell the mortgage broker that I'll look at other insurance companies a little bit later, and I go to run some errands or something like that. While I'm in the car, I literally say out loud, Thank you for thank you for insuring our house with the most something about like the best insurance company at the most affordable rate or something like that. And I said something out loud about it being rejected, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But in other words, I was pulling myself out of the resistance of it, and I was just giving thanks now for thank you for giving me, thank you for insuring our home and making sure it's affordable, blah blah blah, whatever it was, listening to music, just enjoying myself, not stressed out about it at all. Like I just don't even care. I come home and I did a quick little Google search because I want to see, okay, what insurance company am I going to call? I get the name of an insurance company, the first one that I call. He ends up telling me that, so first he says, I have this crazy hero complex and I want to give you the absolute best insurance quote that you can get. I hadn't told him what happened, by the way. He then starts to ask me all the typical questions and he suddenly says, whoa. And I said, what? After he asks me questions about the home address and this and that. And I said, what? And he said, the program's not letting me go further. And I said, why? He said, I'm getting a red light. And I'm just staying here and I'm saying in my mind that I got the insurance and everything is, I kept saying in my mind, this is okay. It doesn't matter. He's telling me that he's got the red light and he can't move on from it. So we stay on the phone for another few minutes. And no matter what he tries to do, he finally says, I'm really sorry, Kim. I am unable to provide you with an insurance quote on this house. We cannot insure the house. So I'm like, okay. Now, this is a point where a lot of people would get super freaked out because we are very close to needing to close on the house, right? Because I need to move out and all of this stuff. So I immediately, as soon as he says that, I pick up my phone, I go to text, I'm texting my mortgage broker, and I say something along the lines of, I'm saying in my mind, F this doesn't matter. This is taken care of. I'm not worried about this. And I literally feel nothing. I'm not faking it. I text my mortgage broker, they can't insure the house, something, whatever. The moment that I hit send, then a phone call is coming in on my phone and it is the insurance agency that just told me he got the red light and he can't insure the house. So I answer it and he goes, "Hey, it's me again." He said, "Guess what?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "Well, I just suddenly got a yellow light, so we can move forward." I said, "Okay." So he keeps asking me questions. Long story short, now he ends up telling me that he can insure the house for half the price at like 5,439, which is much better than almost 10,000. Then he ends up saying that he can actually insure it for 3,800. So now we're right there where I wanted to be. So then we hang up. I didn't actually do the insurance premium with him because I know that other people now are working on it too. But that's just a perfect example of how when you don't allow yourself to get caught up in what's happening in the 3D, I didn't sit there and question my self-concept. I didn't sit there and question anything about my nervous system or being worried. I all I did was have this knowing that this doesn't matter. I gave thanks for the insurance policy. I had fun. Then I reached out. I got a no. I didn't let that phase me. And then I just texted, and I'm saying to myself, F this, it doesn't matter. This is all taken care of. And then the moment that was the shift, in that exact moment, I get the call back and that they can insure the house. So then the other thing that I thought about this morning as it relates to like a specific person, and if you just want to lightly date your specific person, let's say that you don't know if they're the one, but you have you're attracted to them, right? You wouldn't be able to even desire it or want it or think about being with them or have this sense of attraction to them unless that end existed. So it is that simple. It's the fear that you have around it and the circumstance that's what's causing the delay. But manifestation itself is instant. It's just that I'm not saying this. I don't want to be one of those content creators that causes you to be frustrated with yourself because that's the last thing that I want. That's a really bad state to embody. But I do want to explain this to you that it's really just about you releasing and letting go of your old story, the old identity, the old man, the old circumstance, no matter what it is. Obviously, don't put yourself in harm's way. That's not what we're talking about here. Okay. But there was something that I remembered that I thought would help if you guys are just wanting to date somebody and it's not necessarily a deep soul connection. This was 31 years ago. I had dated somebody. It didn't work out. It just wasn't like, it wasn't a thing. We just didn't really resonate well together, but we were still friends. Then I met somebody else that I was really attracted to. So now I'm communicating with this other person and I can tell that they're attracted to me. Now we're hanging out in kind of a group setting, right? And now I kind of have this crush and I'm attracted to this other person. that person and the person I dated end up kind of dating. So then I'm not really crushed or anything because it's not like a love thing, but I'm just like, that's really weird. This is my mind, my thought process back then. The way before, I don't know anything about the terms law of assumption or self concept or manifestation, none of that. They end up hanging out we all end up hanging out together. And the next day, they end up asking me if I wanted to go somewhere with them. And I started crying. I literally started crying. And they were like, oh my God, what's going on? What's wrong? And I said, I feel really guilty. And they said, what's wrong? And I said, I don't want to say. And they said, what is it? What's going on with you? And I said, I can't hang out with you guys because I have a crush on, so and so. And they both were kind of like, oh, you're so sweet. And they were like giving me a hug and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, whatever. And I was like laughing and pushing them away and this and that. And I said, I just don't feel comfortable because I can't it's just, I don't feel right. A week or so passes and I'm still thinking, not that I want to be with them. I'm not even thinking of wanting to be in a relationship, but I am thinking like, I know, I know that they are attracted to me more than they're attracted to them. But to me, I had this story around, intimacy, and I knew that they had already hooked up, and that just wasn't going to be a thing for me at all. Like holding hands, yes, but like going all in, no, like that's not at all where I was, mentally or energetically or what I even desired. So anyway, I decide I'm going to go take off and go to Provincetown for a couple days, just by myself because I want to. I'm booking the place that I'm staying, and then guess who suddenly starts texting me? Then I tell them what I'm doing and they say, "Can I join you?" I'm like, "Sure, that would be fun." So then I get there, they end up meeting me there. We're hanging out, we're just walking around, holding hands. It's just fun. The weather's nice, it's light. We end up they're staying with me and they ask if they could sleep in the bed with me. I said, as long as you know that we're not doing anything, of course you can, because I felt bad. I didn't want them to have to sleep on the floor or the sofa. They end up sleeping in bed with me. Yes, we do end up cuddling. That's it. And that was literally the only thing that ended up happening with us. And then I just feel like it didn't go anywhere else because I felt like that's not really what I wanted. And then it was like it neutralized the attraction and everything because as it turned out, it wasn't a deep soul connection. But the only reason I even felt the desire to begin with was because that experience that I described, where we were going to end up hanging out in P Town and spending the night together, albeit very innocently, that end existed, which was the only reason why I was attracted to them in the first place. The desire already existed. It just wasn't a deep soul connection. So it kind of just fizzled away. It fizzled out. If you have a desire, yes, the end exists. If you want to meet somebody, then that exists where you're going to meet them. If you want to just date with them, that exists. It being a deep soul connection versus just something lightly, the deep soul connection part is what makes it feel like it's like it puts the whole situation with such a higher degree of intensity, understandably, because you deeply love them. I get it. I understand it completely, but you have to understand that's the only reason why it might be taking longer. It's because you're not actually understanding that manifestation is instant. And you might be getting too caught up with egos and identities and my nervous system. And they said this and they said that. And oh my God, what if I'm doing everything wrong? You're not doing anything wrong, and your desire is natural, and it's because it exists. So when you really understand this, you will shift much quicker and you will be able to experience what it is that you desire. But it's all of the story and the old story and the circumstance and all of that energy that you're believing in. Just let it all go. Just drop it and recognize that infinite destinies exist. Stop questioning if they're also attracted to you or not. Stop questioning if they want what you want. You wouldn't want it unless they did. Okay? Keep it as simple as possible. All right. Anyway, I intend that this video helped Comment down below that you've received this message. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. Bye. Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.